Is everyone ready for some Sultai Reclamation? So that's what this deck is here. It's been popping up every once in a while. I think I keep this to get some early interaction with Logic Knot and Decay. Logic Knot's much worse on the draw than on the play, but it's still nice to have. Abrupt Decay is very good here. That was nice. That was our fourth land, so we can cast Wilderness Reclamation and then Cryptic Command on turn 4. Wooded Foothills from our opponent could be Dredge. Nope, could be Scape Shift. It's kind of odd, but okay. You can probably hear the puppy being trained in the living room. She's 9 weeks old right now. Okay. So if I fetch for a land, I can actually do... Oh, playing against Jund. It's a slow hand here. So I can actually do Logic Knot for 1, and then untap, play Nissa, start pumping her up. So opponent not fetching the Wooded Foothill leads me to believe that they were a little light on lands, kept a land light hand. Okay, this is a Liliana here. Perfect. Logic Knot. Do your job. Nice. Okay, now we get to play our Planeswalker of our own, and then untap into Wilderness Reclamation and Cryptic Command. Green, blue, blue, Nissa. Oh, we could in the blind 0 draw a card, or play a land. Do I want more land? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 total mana under Wilderness. I don't think I'm in the market for land at the moment. Opponent's best possible draw here would be a Bloodbraid Elf into another Liliana. Thoughtseize is rough, but luckily our hand is very good. Okay, we take the combo piece, which is important. It looks like they're bolting the Nissa. Yeah, sure. If they spend their entire turn adjusting to us, I think we're getting ahead. I have Cryptic Mana up, and I drew a land, which is nice. And I just bottomed too, but now that I no longer have Wilderness Reclamation, Snap Cryptic seems important here. No play from the opponent. Okay. I'm more than happy just playing a land and passing. No reason to really Field of Ruin anything here. Not sure what's going on with my opponent here. They have 6 cards in hand and they're not playing anything. Are they trying to play around? Are they just waiting? I think they're just waiting to draw into a discard spell so they don't give me Cryptic, some sort of advantage off of Cryptic. Which is interesting, but not how I would do it. There's Zoo? I did not guess that at all. Could surgical my opponent just to see what's in their hand. I just don't think it's worth it. If they do nothing, and for my Cryptic, I will Pulse of Marassa. I guess my Misty, just to gain 6 life and spend my mana, and also I'll Field of Ruin. Yeah, it's fine. Just slow playing until eventually I draw some critical mass. The problem is my opponent is drawing a lot of cards too. The good news is that they're Zoo, so... Let's get rid of Bolt here. So their hand is just burn, and they're trying. They cannot land. Oh, they can't play cards. This is a Tribal Flames deck. This is cool. This is a cool deck. So, threats I still have to watch out for. They still have 2 Gaddock Teague, which would shut down pretty much my whole deck. 2 Flares, 4 Bobs. And beyond that, they're just trying to burn me out with Nacatl and Tribal Flames. Let's get a screenshot. Paint. So, just checking the basic count for my opponent. Looks like... I'll drag it over. Looks like basic Swamp is the only basic left in their deck, which will not actually help them cast anything. So I think Field of Ruin is a very nice play here. Also gets me a black source so I can start attacking with Creeping Tar Pit. Black, blue, blue. There we go. And we get to hold up Cryptic or Opt here. Or we can do Snap, Decay, Snap something else. I think I'll counter this. Knowing we have Snap Decay in case they are able to land that Gaddock Teak feels very nice. One, two, three, four, five, six. So I cannot attack and hold up Snap, so I'll just pass. I'll opt twice, and I'll try to use Snap this turn. Then put my opponent on a 2-turn clock with 5 damage coming in. Although they do have Tribal Flames, which can definitely kill Snapcaster. I don't think I need this. I think I have plenty of mana as is. The whole point of Wilderness Reclamation is to help make you be able to cast Nexus and also make it so you can float a bunch of mana for it and do some really cool plays. I already have a ton of mana, so I don't really need that. Nexus would be nice. So I'm okay dropping my shields for a turn with the Cryptic. If my opponent fetches here, they're dead anyway. So here comes a white source for Lightning Helix. Sure. Plop the opponent to 1, and they have Helix ready, which I have Remand for. They can't play any more lands, at least with not being tapped. Be very surprised if we don't win this game. Remand the Helix, and unless they have a bolt, we win. Even with the bolt, they need 2 bolts, so... Alright, what do we want here? We saw their list. Lots of creatures, so Consume the Meek seems decent. Life goes on to maybe heal a little bit here. Shadow of Doubt to maybe get them. Maybe? I just like Shadow of Doubt. Crypt Incursion to maybe gain a little bit of life after some of the creatures died. Fatal Push is definitely coming in. Surgical's bad. I don't love Remand against burn decks, but it does its job here, I suppose. All of these are staying in, Decay staying in. I think a Trophy's probably fine. Extra Removal's good, Snap's great, Nexus great. Okay, I think I need the Cryptic just to stop what they're doing. They're not going to bring in Blood Moon against me. But Gaddock Teague is a problem, so I have to be ready for him. So I wouldn't mind doing something like that. Sounds fine. If I can survive the early turn attacks, I can do very well here. Oof. Opponent's mulliganing hard. Mull to 5, scry bottom. Tap land, go. So this deck is kind of sweet. Opponent's getting mana screwed again. Wish we got to see a little bit more out of them. Gonna be shocking here and playing Growth Spiral to ramp out Cryptic or Wilderness Cryptic the following turn. Kind of get to see a little bit of what the deck's trying to do. You can just play gold fishing here against their opponent who is not having good luck finding their second land drop. Next turn we can trophy if that's their only land. They only have a couple basics in their deck. Forest, Mountain, Swamp. Don't have any pressure on our opponent, so our opponent does have plenty of time. Shocking. That's fine. Probably gonna get a forest. Actually, I'm looking at the list. I'm gonna get a swamp. That lets them play more of their cards. Yep. And I'll gain some life. Could have been rude and Cryptic Bounce the swamp, but that doesn't actually do very much. Here we go. I could untap for a minute just to draw a ton of cards. I think that's what I actually want to do. Yep. I feel pretty safe here to draw a lot of cards. So I can draw 5 cards and not go to hand size. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and still hold up Cryptic. That seems awesome. Perfect. If this is a creature, I'll just let it happen, and then I will push it. If it was a Liana, I would definitely be countering it. Mystical Teachings, take another turn. Doo-doo-doo. Where is it? Okay, Nexus. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can just do that after. Get another turn and I'll rebuy it and do it again. Okay, here we go. Here's the fun part. Let's take some more turns. I believe these stack. Let's find out. Just like Amulet of Vigor would. So I could attack, or I could get another land. Let's attack. And we have a soft lock here. where we can just take some more turns. It's not infinite, but man, this clock is so bad. I need to get the Gear Hulk in there, and then I can win a little bit faster. Okay, yeah. Opponent finally scooped. I mean, we had it easily there. There wasn't too much of a fight there. I'll give a little deck tech. So the base list did not have Torrential Gear Hulk. I like him as the third Snapcaster Mage, since most of the time I feel like I want to be Snap Crypticking anyway. And he costs the same amount of mana as Snap for that. Granted, he's much worse at Snap anything in this pile. But I just feel like an extra threat. I don't know, I just like having the extra threat in the deck. I also added the Nissa Steward. I've been overly impressed with that. If you are able to untap with her, I feel like you can kind of take over the game. If you can untap with her, then take another turn, then she just can ult really quickly and win you the game. The sideboard is a bunch of one-ofs because of the card Mystical Teachings. Let's grab that. I mean, that's what the deck is actually built around here. You can search for any instant card or a card with flash. So we can grab Snapcaster, we can grab Gear Hulk, any other spell in the deck except for Nissa and Wilderness, which is really sweet. So the sideboard is a ton of flexibility. Even the main board Surgical is just so we can have a main board hate against something like Dredge or Phoenix. We can just kind of have a instant speed answer to that type of problem. And Devour Flesh is instant speed answer to something like Geist of Saint Draft or any hexproof creature. So Assassin's Trophy obviously overperforms in a long game like this where we can target a lot of different things. It's very flexible. Nimble Obstructionist is cool because we can tutor for it, and then we can counter a Liliana of the Veil Edict, or something that would just lose us the game. We have the typical counter magic suite, along with a few cards I think kind of should have a little bit more look at. Consume the Meek is an instant speed board wipe. Now, one thing I think this deck needs is Damnation. Unfortunately, Damnation is not an instant. Regardless of the fact that you can't tutor for it, I still think one Damnation should be in the sideboard, and I intend on adding it and finding a room for it soon, because this deck can get run over quickly by zoo decks. Crypt Incursion is really good against decks like Dredge, or anything with a lot of creatures. Just being able to gain a ton of life against Dredge and exiling all of their Bloodghast is huge. And then we have extra removal spells for creature decks. So this is the deck. Opponent kind of pittered out there. Unfortunately, they didn't give us much of a game 2 or a game 1, but I think this is a good example of just kind of showing how flexible this deck is, and also kind of game 2 just how powerful the engine is once it gets going. I will see you in the next one.